105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun Radio.
As we welcome you to another edition, another day, another dollar. This thing's not, no worky. No worky. What's going on with this darn thing? As we welcome you to, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your Monday edition. Yours truly, Tony Basilio, reporting for duty. It is utterly outstanding. I just told the lovely Laura in the studio that the computer's not working, and she said, newsflash, Tony, nothing's working. I feel like Notre Dame today, Bino. I just want to pull out, get it over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's just go back to bed.
Yeah, go back to bed. Forget about it. I didn't get my way. We're not going to a bowl game. This is the state of things, okay? Beanstar on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 to 10, okay? How excited are you about the Music City Bowl?
4.
Brian?
Maybe 5, and that's being really nice.
So ordinarily, when a bowl game is announced, we're in the Rainier studio talking about it, taking your thoughts. Huh? I was led to believe we got to get YouTube started. So those of you that are on YouTube, we're going to come back with you here in a second. I can tell you what I got. I got to take a break. I got to get my recording computer started. I got everything in here started. We got to do this thing all over again. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's the first quarter and we're down 35 to nothing. As we continue with more on the other side right after this.
Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations. Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time time for your next move. It's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics. We offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. What you want? Smile with confidence and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Brr, it's getting cold outside. Is your heating system ready for winter? Don't wait to find out. Pipe Wrench's $79 heating system tune-up ensures your HVAC is ready for those cold nights so your home stays warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your HVAC system for maximum efficiency and comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. Call or schedule your $79 heating system tune-up online today at PipeWrench.com. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit PipeWrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show.
Presented
by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
The good news is Tennessee's got a team in the bowl game they should take care of.
And the other good news is the playoffs look like they're semi-compelling. Brian's right, though. The level of pretend that goes on with the NCAA is so funny. Let's pretend like these guys are still students. Okay, that's fine. Let's pretend like it's still college football. Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you this. Two things happen in the draw that I didn't think and you didn't think, but I was warning people. I was warning people before the year. Couple things I want to get off my chest here. First of all, some experts. This Josh Pate guy, he's a big expert. Okay, whatever. I mean, he's a bald-headed guy. I guess he's an expert in something. I don't know. Does pretty good job of shaving his head, but all year, an SEC team won't get left at home at 10-2. That can't happen. Bull. Why can't that happen? Of course that can happen. And it happened. And then the second one. All year, people say, well, Notre Dame, and I was one of them. I'll tell on myself here. I was a person who believed that Notre Dame, Lord, it's just that kind of day. I got my little sun lamp in here to keep me warm. Actually, I'm just trying to fight the winter blues. Nega Dave online said, Tony looks thrilled to be there today. Yeah, Nega Dave, I'm pretty excited to take your call later on about the basketball team. In case you're interested, you clown. Joshy boy chiming in that I'm 5 minutes late. I've gotten off the phone with the commissioner. Apparently, Joshy boy's people have reached out to the commissioner, and apparently, Joshy boy's people are telling me that he's ready to come back under wing. And if he, in fact, comes back under wing, his suspension's lifted, but he has to proclaim that he's back under wing. That's part of the condition for him coming back. So Notre Dame gets left at home at 10-2, which I thought it was a TV show. And then if you think about it, you know who gets bigger numbers than Notre Dame? The SEC and the Big Ten. If you look at it, the SEC has just laid claim to, they just get bigger numbers. They're bigger, they're badder, they're cool, they're cocky, they're bad, quoting the Honky Tonk Man. So, I got to tell you that another thing that's pretty apparent to me is that SEC basketball this year, let me think of this for a second here. Looking at the Vols quarter way through the year, they blow. Yeah, the Vols kind of blow right now, and SEC basketball kind of blows. And how do I get this off my chest? So what I was saying before we were interrupted by all this technology in here, because today our YouTube computer deal for our Wirecast, it wasn't working, and neither was our recording computer. So, we joined a little late, but better late than never. Good things are worth waiting for. You tried the rest, now try the best. All that stuff. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I guess the committee got it right. I mean, Miami backdoors their way into the deal, but Miami did beat Notre Dame. What happens on the field should count. This Alabama team, y'all, how in the world did they go into the conference final, our conference final, as the number one seed in this league? And what does that say about this league? What does that say about the league? Was the SEC good this year? I mean, how can that Alabama team that can't run a football at all, and I mean can't run it at all, did I see that they finished with -2 rushing yards over the weekend?
I believe that's correct, Tony.
-3 rushing yards.
I'm sorry. I'm not in a good mood today. I was in here for 90 minutes post-game Saturday night. Check the tape. And yesterday it was too nice outside because I knew it was going to get cold. So I'm walking in the park yesterday. I saw you and him walking in the rain. You were holding hands, and I'll never be the same. What's up with my man Don Colquitt? Shout out to Orange Juice Jones out in Oak Ridge. Here's the thing. Give me something to feel good about. Dr. Danny, we went from the everything school to the everything sucks school. I mean, Tony Vitello walks off our campus, and what are we doing? But here's a conclusion I'm coming to about our basketball team. Rick Barnes, if he put together a roster here that doesn't work, he gets a mulligan. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, say the bottom falls out for the basketball team this year, and they're just not very good, which they might not be. You know, if you live in the portal long enough, all these teams, you're going to have combinations at certain times, at certain years that don't work. Bino, your thoughts? I'm going to whatever the term is here. I'm too wordy.
No, Tony, this is you're fine. This is the Tony Basilio show, so you should be too wordy. I'll do a quick hit it and quit it on all the topics you've thrown out there. Just another disappointing result and performance for the basketball Vols in Nashville on Saturday. And I think if we've learned anything about this team yet, it's that it's got much further to go on both sides of the court than a typical Barnes team. They've got their work cut out for them. And I think there has to be at least a little doubt creeping in the staff's mind, not about Ament's talent or his potential, but about his ability to physically handle the huge role they had carved out for him on this team. I don't think all of a sudden he's going to be able to play through contact. I don't think he's getting stronger as this season goes along. If that didn't happen in the off season, it's not going to happen during the season. So I think they're going to have to change the way that they use him in order for him to be as effective as he can be for this team. And I also think for this team to be successful, it's probably going to have to be more inside out than any team we've seen under Barnes, because our strength is our front court, not our back court. So we'll see. Maybe in a week they come out and they look much better against Louisville, and it puts a little salve on these open wounds that we have. But right now, this doesn't look like a very good basketball team. On our bowl destination, certainly not the most exciting draw or sight. And I guess I'll remind you of an old Chinese proverb, though, Tony. If you want to say, beat someone who can play. And we did not. The playoffs, in my opinion, it was the right thing to do to include Alabama, regardless of their performance in the SEC championship game.
Yep.
They were in before they had to play in that game, a game that Miami wasn't good enough to qualify for in their league, and Notre Dame never has to face. So I do not think that Alabama should be penalized for playing in that championship game. That being said, I do understand Notre Dame fans' frustration with the process. I think Miami's head-to-head win was and should have been considered. The issue was, why wasn't it considered the 3 weeks before when they were doing that TV show reveal? And then in a week when neither Notre Dame or Miami played, all of a sudden it did matter, and they flipped them back ahead of Notre Dame. That was kind of squirrely, to say the least. And the truth is, Notre Dame should be in a playoff of the 12 best teams in America.
Yep.
But we don't have that because we have to have two group of fives. And listen, I'm all for the little guy in the NCAA basketball tournament. There's 68 teams in that bracket. JMU and Tulane have about as much business being in a bracket with the best 12 teams in America as Prairie View and Motlow State do. Get them out of there. Let them have their own playoff and quit pretending that they belong in this bracket in that game.
And to the Vandy fan listening to me, your best season in school history is going to end in a bowl game called Brian the
ReliaQuest.
Oh, yes.
In Tampa, Florida.
And what is ReliaQuest, Bri?
I have no idea, but
point.
they're not even one of the first two teams out.
Go! As Laura said yesterday, she said they didn't even mention Vanderbilt on the TV show. But Pavia was out with his boys Saturday night at the UFC event looking hard. How long till Pavia goes into wrestling and follows the Guerreros into wrestling? Bino,
I wish Vandy would have got the Citrus Bowl bid instead of the ReliaQuest or whatever they call the one that's in Orlando.
Well,
so I could see those Pavia boys whip Mickey Mouse's ass or something when they're drunk.
Adam Sparks shared something with me. And by the way, Ron Mitchell reminds me that the late great commissioner of the show, Nick Bockwinkel, had a birthday on Saturday. Thank you, Mitchell.
Wow.
He was 12/6 was his birthday.
Happy birthday, Commish.
The great Adam Sparks, who will appear on the program at some point this week, had an interesting tweet I want to share with you guys. Because this is kind of where we are with the bowl season now. And my litmus test as to whether or not this is even on the radar, because, again, we are your all, everything, whatever it is we do here. But when news breaks out, we break in. I did not feel compelled to jump on here and talk about the bowl game yesterday. My sense was I'd be talking to 100 people. My sense was there's very little interest in the bowl game. My sense is that most people are still very annoyed. Now, by the time we play the game, we'll be excited about it. You'll be looking at some young players. It'll be an opportunity to glimpse into the future. We've got a team in front of us we can kind of run over that's not very good offensively and not very good defensively. And Indiana ripped them apart, and there were teams that trucked them. And, you know, we're going to practice some part discipline by the end of the month. But right now, I mean, we got to be honest here. I'm still hungover and angry. But Tony, we finished with the recruiting. Okay, I mean, if that sugar high gets you high, get high. I'm not high. Adam Sparks says the following. One, but not the only factor in Tennessee not going to the Gator Bowl was the date. December 27 game would mean the players would spend Christmas away from home. So this is where it gets interesting, because we all believe that these games are slotted. And I don't know enough about this to look into it or I didn't know enough about it to know this, but I'm going to trust Adam, who says the following. When somebody on Adam's Twitter timeline said, well, wasn't UT fourth in the pecking order? And the top three teams, Texas, Vanderbilt, and Missouri, were picked first? Why would the Gator Bowl still be an option for the fourth place team? And Missouri did play in the Music City Bowl last year, so they can't play in it this year. Shout out to Kenneth Schott for knowing all that. Kenneth, kudos to you, my friend. Can I rent your mind for about 5? Adam says the following. Technically, the 6 bowls are even below the Citrus Bowl. At one point, Missouri was a possibility for the Texas Bowl. So in other words, Bino, what Adam is saying here is that Tennessee could have gone to the Gator Bowl, but they wanted to give their guys some time off for Christmas. There are fans down below responding to Adam that are not real happy with that piece of news. Bino, how does that piece of news grab you, that they could have played in the Gator Bowl, but they wanted to give their guys a little time away and some time away for family? Your thoughts on that? Because the fans are like, well, what about us? I mean, we got to go sit in the cold now in Nashville. And do you guys think that this game's going to sell out? Do you guys think the Music City Bowl sells out? Bino, I start with you. How does what Adam Sparks says grab you, Bino?
I mean, from a fan standpoint, Tony, I would obviously want. I don't travel anymore, but I do have empathy for those who do. Obviously, you would much rather go to Jacksonville, I would think, than to go to Nashville. But I don't. I mean, I'm glad our players are willing to go to a bowl game. And I don't have any problem with them spending time at home. I mean, it's not. To me, the Music City Bowl, the Gator Bowl, the Mayo Bowl, and the Texas Bowl or whatever, those are basically same level bowls. You're going to get the same type of competition whether you go there or not. I understand the fans' viewpoint, but I also understand players wanting to spend Christmas at home too. So I don't guess I have a real strong feeling on either side of that.
Bino, if Danny White goes through with his cockamamie, and I'm mad at him today, I don't know, I'm just mad at everybody. But if he goes through with this cockamamie destruction of G5, should we go down there and do a live show from down there when they're destroying something that generations of people have tailgated on and considered hallowed ground up there in that G5 garage?
Yeah, it's is it G5 or G10?
G10, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
No, you're right.
G10, I think
G10 garage.
It's G10.
G10 is, but
my ex
G
was
whatever
scrambled today.
they're tearing down. I know you know exactly where it's at.
G10.
I mean, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've never been to Dollywood. I ain't going to Dannywood for sure. Leave things alone over there.
Nobody will tell this guy no. That's a bad idea, Danny. When you surround yourself with people that are afraid of you, it's not a good recipe. Because Danny's what you call dumb and energetic at this point. Here's an idea, Danny. Finish the baseball stadium. How about we finish the baseball stadium, Danny?
Or make sure the rugby team can have travel expenses for the national championship game.
Whatever clubs.
They say they're going to build a bigger and better G10.
Are they?
That's what they say. Where?
This guy is a real piece of work, man. But he's
out in the river.
Here's the question, okay? Here's the question. Are you going to the bowl game? What's your excitement level for this bowl game? And is Matt Dixon going to the bowl game? Have you guys heard from Matt? Is Matt on paper yet? Bino, have you heard from Matt? Brian,
I have not heard the official decision.
Because that is a litmus test in this whole thing. Matt Dixon's availability in this deal is a real litmus test.
It'll be warmer there than some of the baseball games he's gone to.
Oh, no doubt about that.
The one thing is the convenience of this, Tony.
Yep.
I think I would be more concerned about how many would go to Jacksonville after this past season. I mean, Big Orange Nation always shows up, but the convenience of this one may actually get more people there than would have gone to Jacksonville. I don't know.
It might not be quick ticket sales, but I think it'll be a pretty full stadium at kickoff in the end, because a lot of people will go last minute.
865-200-5402, the numero uno, do. If you took a fan vote and you said how many people want to tear down G10, that would be in the 0.5 of 1 percentile.
It'd be less than G10.
I mean, Danny White is he's a borderline simpleton. No offense to him. What are you doing? The more I think about it, because part of me thinks, it's just talk. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching our basketball team and I'm getting madder and madder and madder and madder and madder. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I mad at the basketball team? And it's all like snowballing. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I'm just like, What happened here? And by the way, Brian Penske's playing for a national championship. What happened here? What are we doing? Here's an idea, Danny. Why don't you just leave things alone, man? Why do we got to build things? Just like the crowd situation over there, it wasn't broke till you almost turned this thing into the to the Riverfront Coliseum when the Who played.
Danny White's going to be gone by the time that thing gets finished.
Interesting.
How much do you want to bet that he'll be gone by the time that thing's even close to finished?
This is the wrong way to think, but when Tennessee had their senior day recognition, those seniors were running out individually like they always do through the team.
Yep.
Danny White's the first athletic director that I've ever seen down there greeting them. And now I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That may be a good thing. But in my mind, I had him like handing out donor applications as those seniors ran through that team.
Maybe his thought is, if some of these guys make the NFL, they'll remember me.
That was my thought.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm ashamed of that.
No.
But that was my thought exactly. Don't forget us, son.
Don't forget us. Don't forget. Kind of like that lady that story we heard where he was yelling in that lady's ear, "You got that $1.5 million check." I mean, I'm sorry, but these people make it all about money, and I'm going to ridicule them because they make it all about money. And they treat the common fan with such derision that they've literally thousands of you listening to the sound of my voice, whenever you consume this, got herded into the stadium through snow fences this year, like you're chattel almost. Such disregard for us. By the way, congratulations to Georgia. That Georgia team we saw in September and that Georgia team that took the field on Saturday were two completely different teams. You want to talk about player development? Now, obviously, when you have that many five-star players on your team, it's more to work with. That's pretty damn good coaching job right there, Beanstar. That defense we saw in September and that defense they threw on the field at the end of the year, you talk about two different worlds. That's why losing that game kills you that much more, because all you got to do is make the kick. And if you make that kick, chances are you're in the playoff right now.
Just an outstanding coaching job, Tony. You just have to tip your cap. The Georgia team that we saw Saturday would beat the Georgia team we saw in Neyland Stadium the way Vandy beat us.
Oh, they'd run them over. That's exactly right.
How bad would that Georgia team in November beat the Tennessee team in November?
No, I don't even want to think about that.
Here's a great
That's
question.
when the games had been scheduled.
Here's a great question. By the way, Russell W. Smith and my boys are going to be broadcasting over at Smoky Mountain Brewery, Turkey Creek tomorrow. Come out, eat some dinner, talk some sports, get some copper cards for stocking stuffers. We're going to be out at corner 16, way out west. Check it. But Dubsy is at the Smoky Mountain Brewery, Turkey Creek tomorrow. Let's go. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to our phones. 865-200-5402. I'm just, Bino, you got to be extra raw today because of what happened to your quarterback. You guys were having a great season. You were a team that could have fought your way out of the AFC, I think, this year, and now you're back in quarterback purgatory, Beanstar.
They're dead. Colts are dead. I don't know what happened to the Colts when what Pittsburgh did to them, whatever they did to them. I mean, it was basically over at that time. They've lost 4 out of 5, and now yesterday they lost what little hope. They're already 1 game back. They have to go to Seattle next week, which will put them 2 games back. They'll be 2 games back with 3 to play, playing with either the Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, Anthony Richardson. They're done. Yeah, it's a shame with such a great start that this is the way it's going to end.
Hewitt Pruitt says that the Danny Dimes Center will be done before the baseball stadium. Yeah, the NFL yesterday, what an incredible 1 o'clock window. That Cleveland Brown team, And I want to congratulate Jimmy Haslam because that guy does a great job with his sports ownership. When you got Shedeur Sanders out there having the game of his life and you score at the end of the game the way they scored and you pull him off the field and you go for a 2-point conversion with a guy, that play that looked like you made it up in your backyard, and the kid that transferred from Ole Miss to Ohio State has the ball, and he's running around the end, and he turns to pitch the ball, and the guy's already gone by him because it looks like you practiced it literally like you're in flag football. You're in like a women's flag football league. It looked like a play that Rick Brackney would have drawn. I love Rick Brackney, but he coached my wife's, and I was his assistant coach, Bino. You can imagine what this looked like. Flag football team when we were in school. And, you would say, okay, now you go here and you go here, and then we're going to throw a pitch back, and you practice the thing like 3 times. And then you run into the game, Bino, and the spacing is so bad. You don't even, it looks like electric football. So I want to personally congratulate the Cleveland Browns for just the great season of entertainment they're bringing me. Continue, guys. Continue on. Continue on. Continue on.
Tony, the comedic value of that went way beyond even typical Brown standards yesterday. Mm-hmm. They were wearing fecal brown uniforms that were actually sponsored by Dude Wipes. And the guy on the red zone kept calling their defense the Dude Wipe defense.
Okay. ReliaQuest, I'm not sure what that is. What is a dude wipe? We're doing this for a reason.
Dude wipe is a moist wipe that you wipe your butt with.
No, it is not.
And it's designed for men. Absolutely.
Let's go, Jimmy Haslam. Let's go.
Son, we take them on every softball trip everywhere. They're fantastic.
To the phones we go. Do you really? You use dude wipes?
On the road, can't use them here. Got a septic tank. You don't want to use those if you got a septic tank. You'll be digging it up every week.
So you flush them in like when you're in hotels and stuff?
Yes.
I bet you I could use them like when I'm in the park and I don't want to use the facilities out there.
Oh, take them, Tony. They're fantastic. They'll clean out stuff from 2 weeks ago.
You could wipe off the benches, the bird crap off the benches with them probably.
So some people are eating right now. Let's go to the phones.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Our unsponsored phones. If you want to sponsor our phones, hit it. I think we've got a post. What is the show called? The Overtime. I think we have an overtime sponsor. But if you want to sponsor our telephones, which is a tremendous sponsorship, your name here, phone lines. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey guys, Dave.
Dave, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, Todd, tell your viewer and listening audience how important it is for this particular basketball coach to be a top 4 seed.
Dave, I'm back to this. After the season, they've got, after the weekend, look, I'm a dummy, but I'm no dummy, okay? And I'm a hardhead, but I'm no hardhead. Here's the deal with the basketball team right now. And we're going to do a little capsule. C's helped me with this, but the bottom line is that Vanderbilt has the best team in the league right now. They're going through the roof on the metrics. I'm going to publish this on Wednesday. Now, they haven't played any top 30 opponents yet. They're favored in every single game, though, on Ken Palm. They're the class of the league so far.
Bama, they shoot 43% as a team from 3-point land.
Yeah, they shoot it well. We don't shoot it well at all. Alabama's back to being what they are. They can shoot it, but they can't play defense. Their front court's questionable. Their guards are very good, so it's what you value. Florida looks like they're the Vols. Very good front court, but it looks like they've whiffed on their back court. And they're fair to middling on the back court. They had a bad loss to TCU. They play for their 4th loss tomorrow against Connecticut. Tennessee has, Dave, the best win in the league, right? Against Houston.
Well, Alabama's got a couple good wins.
But their roster construction to this point looks very questionable. Their expenditures look very questionable. And can they get there from here? That's the question. But look, you can't make pronouncements. If you'd have made pronouncements, nobody thought Florida was going to do what they did last year, Dave, at this time of the year. So you can't make pronouncements. But I'll tell you this. I said on the show after you called in the air night, I'm going to make a double-sided, and we put it in the blog today. I'm going to make a double-sided bumper sticker for everybody for home use. And it's going to say, hashtag trust Dr. Danny on one side, hashtag Nega Dave was right on the other side.
Hey, Tony, I got a quick question.
Yes.
How does a double bumper sticker work?
Yeah.
If ever there was one, Bino, something this convoluted is
magnet.
A magnet maybe. And you just turn it over depending on whether or not you win.
Magnetic on both sides.
Yeah, whether you win or you lose. And then, that's right, Dave. Thank you. Good, quick thinking.
This coach of ours has as a 8 seed, has never won a game, NCAA tournament game. As a 9 seed, never won an NCAA
tournament. You mean the
tournament.
greatest coach in Tennessee basketball history is what you're saying, right?
As an 11 seed, has never won an NCAA tournament game. As a 12 seed.
You can say that name. The greatest basketball coach in Tennessee history. You're talking about Rick Barnes.
He is the greatest coach because he's gotten us to 2 Elite Eights.
Correct.
Yes. Right. The greatest coach ever to happen to coach here is Bruce Pearl because he's got 2 Final Fours. Now that's fair.
And Ray Mears won a national championship at his level. Well, so did Bruce Pearl, come to think about it.
Well, if they'd have had the same format they have now, Ray Mears would have gone to more NCAA tournaments than any coach.
Yes.
So that was pretty unfair. I mean, that's just the way it was back then. Only 32 teams made it, and you had to win the conference.
Yes.
Only one. Yeah. So it was very, very different. Yeah, our guys got to win that Louisville game.
Oh.
Is the only shot they've got to a potential four seed.
Dave, come on now, don't make pronouncements like that.
Huh?
Come on, man. Long season, buddy.
They need it. See the other day, I don't know if it was Colombo or one of the callers said, or Pruitt's Net Gator or something said, all these games in November, December aren't anything. Of course, they mean everything. This is where your outer conference wins versus good teams, quad 1 wins against good teams. That helps. That bumps your seeding when it comes tournament time.
The Syracuse guest we had on, who's only been covering the sport for 38 years, who's a native of Knoxville, by the way, said the other day that Syracuse desperately needed that game for NCAA tournament purposes. And guess what, Dave? He was right. And they got the win. And they were a desperate animal that night when we played them, and they played like it, Dave.
Well, we need to play like a desperate animal a week from tomorrow night.
Yes.
He's got to have, Barnes has got to have his best performance of the year. Now he's done that. They've won a lot. They beat a lot of really good teams.
Yep.
Come into TBA.
And in their building, they are a different animal. But, Bino, here's my question. Does he take the foot off the gas and let some guys get healthy here between now and then, which is something I'm going to look into, or do they go hardcore? What do they do, Bino? What do you think?
Tony, I would think the old school coach coming off a 3-game losing streak goes hardcore. I don't know, but Rick Barnes is still hanging in a college basketball world that I never thought that he would hang into. So he's already shown that he can change. And we'll see.
And Dave, I say this to you.
I don't even know what the right approach is.
Every once in a while, Dave, when you live in the portal like all these teams do, you're going to have teams that don't fit. Look at Kentucky right now. Every once in a while, I mean, as bad as we look Saturday, and I know Kentucky has a couple injuries. I know they do. But you should never look like that on the big stage when you have a $24 million, $21 million, whatever the number is, payroll, and watching those people melt down. I was only able to enjoy it for for less than 24 hours because I was melting down Saturday, or trying not to melt down. Okay, so C is listening to us. He said, Tony, not a bad bumper sticker. He said, because unfortunately, Nega Dave is right. If they want to have a shot at a top 4 seed, they absolutely must beat Louisville. C's going to agree with you. League is absolutely horrendous this year. He said Jimmy Dykes could not put lipstick on this pig, Dave. That's C's words. Jimmy Dykes couldn't. He said the Vols should be able to roll out of bed and win 11-plus games in the league because the league sucks. And if they win 11 or 12 games, they're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed. That's how bad the league is right now. What have you done, SEC?
The only thing that I will admit is that this team has not got run off the court like Kentucky, by 30 like Kentucky.
Yes.
By 30 twice by Auburn. Auburn's got blown. They got beat 97-68 Saturday. So now we've lost by 11 or 12, whatever it was, and we lost by 1, and we lost by 5 to Kansas. So we've not given up the. Now that's not saying that can't happen versus that Louisville team, but it could. But this Louisville game is our season. I hate to say that this early, but it really is, because this league is. I mean, the SEC is. I mean, I can't believe the how night and day the difference of the league is in 1 year.
Here's the deal, Dave, and this is just the facts of the matter. Fact of the matter on this situation is that each year, from year to year in the sport, it's a transient sport. It is, and you got to constantly remind yourself of this. This is travel basketball masquerading as major college basketball. It is what it is.
It's pickup basketball.
Yes,
all it is, Tony.
Yes, it is, Dave. And sometimes you're going to pick up players, and they're not going to be very good. And unlike travel ball, you can't go over there to Kentucky and raid their point guard in the middle of the season. Now, maybe one day you'll be able to do that, because until they get these guys under contract, who's to say that somebody couldn't transfer at midseason and be eligible, Bino? Who's to say that? I mean, all you got to do is go to court and challenge.
Yeah, I don't take anything off the table. So what I'm hearing you and Dave say is there's no one in this league that will give us a bigger boost in our net rating or whatever than a win over Louisville will. Is that accurate?
That's what C's saying. I've learned to put my trust in him.
That's accurate.
Okay.
Torvik has the Vols right now.
So it's the biggest game remaining on our schedule as far as our seeding concerns.
Torvik has the Vols on the cusp of a 5 or a 6 seed right now, to Dave's point. And Dave, as you've educated us and as Matt Dixon's educated us down through the years, in March, it's all in the numbers with Rick Barnes. When he's a high seed, you go far. When he gets in that 5, 6, 7 seed mode, Dave, pack light, brother. Bring the toiletries and maybe a change of clothes if you feel like it the next day.
Yeah, he's never won a game at the 8, 9, 11, or 12 seed. He's over.
Hey, Dave. Dave, you're a hater. And I thought and I thought you were resigning from talking about basketball, you clown.
I'm glad he did not.
I love him, but he's a degenerate. He's a hater degenerate. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air. He loves his hoops. I love my hoops. The Berg guy.
I don't know if Dave's a hater.
Yeah.
But just every light that he sees is a train coming at him.
The Berg guy, Bino. The Berg guy looks like somebody said, Bino, what's the church league you always talk about out in Oak Ridge?
The church league team?
Yeah.
Spurgeon Chapel.
It looks just like they got a guy from Spurgeon Chapel. Can you get like a Jewish guy from Spurgeon Chapel?
Not likely.
Because he looks like a church league player.
No, listen. There ain't no way Bird could play Spurgeon Chapel.
No,
ain't no way.
Too physical for him. Too physical.
No, he'd have to go to Unitarian Church. There's no way he could play Spurgeon Chapel.
pretty damn funny. Poor Berg, though, Bino. I mean, they took a flyer on him. Whew. He's a rough watch right now, man. He is a rough watch. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the phones because I hear that's Hoosier Ryan laughing in the background.
That's right.
Hoosier Ryan. That
before we start, Tone, Charles Haddon Spurgeon don't play, and neither does Kurt Signetti.
That is the truth.
That game Saturday night, okay? And by the way, W. Lynn's breath is in fuego.
Oh, he's not going to like this call. He don't like when I talk about IU, but I love that guy. He is funny. He said Dude Wipes should sponsor the phone calls, and that's a great line.
W. Lynn's breath right now is in fuego over on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Tony Basilio show over on YouTube. There's a couple hundred people in there right now. When you're live doing a long form show, to have a couple hundred people, I mean, like WIP in Philly, they got 4 million people in their population. They got like they get like 800, 900 people, 250 people when you're live is a huge audience. But hit the like and subscribe button, and whenever we go live, you'll get the content. It's right in front of you. Congratulations, man, to IU. That was crazy the other night. And let me say this. That Mendoza kid's interview after the game when he was crying and just from his heart giving glory to God and all the credit to his teammates was just one of the purest in a college football world.
A little different than a dude from Nashville. What do you think?
Amen to that, my brother. But in a college football world that really makes you check yourself sometimes, that was a beautiful thing to see on the field, man. Because you know what it was? It wasn't contrived. It didn't come from his agent. It came from his heart. He wasn't stumping, like you said, to put himself on a pedestal. He was just overtaken with the emotion of the moment, which is, I left Cal last year and transferred here. And if you thought for 1 second we thought we were winning all our games and beating Ohio State, I mean, that was a beautiful thing, man. Really beautiful.
And if I'll add one more thing, and I wonder how long, if this continues for IU, before the pomp and circumstances, that is a beautiful thing of major college football, gets in there. There was a rah-rah thing that you don't see. The whole team singing our silly fight song and the whole stands joining in. You haven't seen something like that in how long? And there was a high school beauty to it because Indiana is historically such a joke that we don't have pomp and circumstances. It was, we wake up, we whoop your butt, and we go home because we don't have pomp and circumstances. Now, I love it, but I wonder if that becomes a thing at IU. I don't know. But I will say, do you think the 2018 LSU Tigers and Joe Burrow managed to get 14 in a dome?
Columbo! Hey, Columbo!
Now, I've said some bad takes in my day, but my goodness.
And listen, I love Columbo because he's a great caller. And he's polarizing to people. But he came on here the other day when I told him that 100 guys could do what Julian Sayin did, and he jumped down my throat. Julian Sayin, Bino, went flat out there and looked like a freshman Saturday night, which is okay.
Well, he looked like 2016 Joe Burrow when he was third string at Ohio State.
Yes.
I could sign off on that.
Beanstar, what do you think of this Indiana story? Any good?
It's fantastic, Tony. You know Signetti kind of rubs me the wrong way, but I've never had any doubt what a great job he's done there. You know, we talked about what are the great turnarounds in history, and the only one I could come up with that was comparative was Johnny Majors, and he didn't do it under the current constraints. He could sign like 100 football players in a season. Mm-hmm. Signetti's done this out of nowhere in 2 seasons, taken just a ragamuffin program and turned it into Well, a number 1 seed in the national tournament.
What's incredible? Yeah, they have like 7 4-star players on the roster. That's what's insane about it.
Not in the class, on the roster.
On the roster. It's all player development, and it's all evals. Go ahead, Brian.
This is the second straight year Ohio State has to go into the playoffs off a 13-10 loss. But something tells me this 13-10 loss was real. That last year's loss wasn't. I think Indiana, if they played Ohio State again, could beat them. I think Ohio State's only touchdown came in a short field. Is that right?
Go Dogs. Kirby, we want you in the final game. Go Dogs. Do us a favor, Kirby. I don't want to see the Buckeyes again, y'all, because here's the thing. Ryan Day is such a crappy coach.
Yep.
We talked Charles Haddon Spurgeon. Let's talk parable of the talents. That's old biblical. To much is given, much is expected.
The talents, yep.
That second half, what was he doing? But let me tell you, Matt Patricia and that defense held us to 13. I don't want to see them again, because if Ryan Day is just average, I don't think we can win that game. But him and his OC are awful. That second half was pathetic. I'm sorry.
Well, and that Heartline guy, what I hear is the reason he didn't get the Kentucky job and the reason he didn't get off third base with Penn State, because they wanted him, is he interviewed very poorly. And I
guess here's what it appears there. Yeah. His interview said, we're going to blow you 5 yards off the line of scrimmage and run through a hole the size of a Mack truck, and then the next play we're going to throw it way over your head, and our Lamborghini wide receiver is going to catch it, and that's my plan. They're like, well, what if that hypothetically doesn't happen?
Well, how about this? At times, they got the best wide receivers in the country. They're out there with 3 tight ends.
Yeah.
What are you trying to prove, man? Like, what are you doing?
It was amazing. IU, it's great. I'm going to bring it to the Tennessee here, but everyone that worships at the Buckeyes' feet, that coach is a dude. He's just a dude. That coach in Bloomington and that coach in Athens is a dude with a capital D. Okay?
Well, the guy in Athens, we talk about how we don't hit anymore, and I know that Georgia has all kinds of material and 5-star guys. You saw it this year, like Bino said. If the Georgia team that played in September, that's a great way of putting it, Bino. Say it again, because it's a great way of putting it. That's the team we saw.
If the team we saw Saturday played the team we saw in Neyland Stadium, they would beat their eyes shut.
Kirby Smart, a.k.a. Kirby Dumb, is doing a interview after the game, and he's asked about the Alabama series and how they've owned him, and he says, look, I mean, it's just not about that. He said, but I'll tell you this. These guys told me after this game, after we win this game, they want to have one of our Bloody Tuesdays where we put the full pads on and go at it. He said, that's the mentality of these guys. And you know what? After watching them Saturday night, I don't doubt that, Bino, because those guys were extremely physical with that Alabama bunch. I don't know where that came from. And I know Alabama's had trouble running the ball all year, but God, that was like a street fight, man.
Yeah, it was mismatched.
Well,
yes.
Out the door, guys. And people listen to this can believe this or not. I will stand by this. I wasn't an IU football fan till a year ago, and I don't even consider myself bandwagon, because it's like being Georgia basketball. Why would you be a fan of something that they don't try at?
That's exactly right.
I'm still a much bigger Tennessee Vols football fan. People listen probably be like, whatever. Well, I don't care. Believe what you want. Coach Heupel, would you have recruited Aiden Fisher and that Tennessee linebacking core? And if you or Indiana linebacking core, and if you hypothetically did, would they have looked like that with your coaching staff, the way that linebacking core looked against Ohio State?
I'll answer.
Because not only,
yeah.
I'm just saying, look at what they're doing and maybe try to do it, because I want this so bad to happen in Knoxville. But it's not going to happen if we don't acknowledge maybe we need to get a little better. And it's not just get better players.
No, thank you, brother. What it is it's about evals and development. That's what this whole sport's about now. That's what this whole Tennessee basketball situation's about right now. It's about evals and it's about growing them. because you've got to properly eval. You don't eval, man. You are in, what did Saban say? You play in the portal, you choose the wrong guys, and you're SOL, man. You're SOL till the next cycle comes back around. But I know this, on our football front, you better get some urgency, okay? Or Dannyville is going to look like one of those ghost towns out west.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right. Drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk, to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk, to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols!
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
So here's where we are. I just came in here an hour ago and just kind of, I don't know, frustrated and all that. We've had a fun hour. Look, college football is compelling. I'm a believer that if you're going to have a playoff, there's another thing I want to introduce into the show besides, did the committee get it right? I think under the constraints of the committee and what they've told these people their bylaws are and this, that, and the other, they got it right. I don't know why we are pretending in this country and we don't have a 12-team playoff of just the major college teams. Because the G5 teams, James Madison, when you drive by I-81 and look at their stadium, it's a quarter the size of the one we play in. They have zero business. Zero, and I'm for them, not against them. Now, they hired Billy Napier, which means they just want to just have a runaround car. Or maybe he wins enough at that level to keep them where they need to be. But as Brian told me during the break, he must really interview well. Because if I was a James Madison fan, I'd be like, okay, so we went from Signetti to this really bright, young, up-and-coming guy that got picked off by UCLA. And then we're going to go into the recycling bin? We're going to go into the recycling bin. Because good friends always recycle. So, I'm with Bino on that. I don't quite understand having two of those teams in the deal, but to me, that's just political correctness is all that is, and pretending that they're playing the same sport we're playing. I just think that's just a political That's how politics gets into sports. And we've got to pretend like these people are playing the same game we are. And really, until we have collective bargaining in our sport, and we pretend like we're still playing major college football, it'll be that way. You think that's a fair read on it, Bino?
Yes, that's extremely fair, Tony. Let's just look. If you look back, Tony, Ole Miss beat Tulane by 5 touchdowns on September the 20th, a week before they were getting ready to play LSU, who at that time was ranked number 4 in the country. Ole Miss wasn't even thinking about Tulane and beat them by 5 touchdowns. Now they're going to be focused on winning a playoff game. What in the world are they doing there?
Even Pete Golding or whatever his name is.
And here's the other thing, it's like, I almost don't say this out loud. This is not a good thing for a Tennessee talk show host to say, because it cuts against what's good for us. But I like a 12-team playoff in that sport right now because it creates tension. When you have a 10-2 SEC, and some of you told me that a 10-2 SEC team was never going to let behind, and I was telling you all year that's not the case. You can't just make ironclad statements like that. It sounds good. It sounds good to say them. But the reality of this thing is the way those bylaws are written, and just the fact that there is enough cannibalization in this league, and just the fact that there wasn't anybody really great. There was a lot of really good in this league, meant that a 10-2 team was going to get left behind. And by the way, that could have been us getting left behind. Some of you didn't want to hear that. Well, we would have had a win against Georgia. Okay, but the rest of that schedule, when you don't beat anybody else, kind of, Brian, we have one win over a bowl-eligible team, right?
Well, we now have one win over a bowl-eligible team. 5-7 Mississippi State is playing in the Mayo Bowl because you had a lot of 6-6, 7-5 teams opt out, like Kansas State, like Iowa State. So Mississippi State at 5-7 gets to go to a bowl, meaning Tennessee now has a win over a team in a bowl game.
Yes.
So there you go. Boost that strength of schedule.
And so, we're just kind of watching this thing and saying to ourselves, how's it all going to work out? And I like a 12-team playoff. I like a 12-team playoff over a 16-team playoff. Bino, vote. 12-team or 16-team playoff? Go.
I like 12, Tony. I agree with you.
There you go. Oh, man. How about you, Living?
It's going to 16, but I like
it. It is going to 16, but it needs to stay at 12. Because to me, to make a playoff needs to be an accomplishment. And if it goes to 16 and you get in there with 3 losses, how much of an accomplishment is that? Is that a fair thing to say? Is that a fair thing to say? I want a 12-team playoff to stay there. Because you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, yesterday reminded me with a conversation of the old BCS days. Because somebody pretty good gets locked out of it. Vanderbilt was playing at the end of the year their best football of the year. And one thing Matt's right about is that the season doesn't feel like it means as much. Like what Bino just cited with Tulane, like that didn't happen. But yet, it still does matter because you can look at Vanderbilt and say, okay, your 2 best wins of the year were over Missouri and Tennessee. And no offense to Missouri, but they didn't beat anybody. And no offense to Tennessee, but they didn't beat anybody. And yet, what Oklahoma did down the stretch. What Oklahoma did down the stretch mattered. They came into our stadium, won an elimination game, and said, hold my beer. You think that was good? Watch this. And they went right on the road and did it again in a place where we know is nearly impossible to win at Alabama. I like the 12-team playoff. It's got some tension to it. 16, I don't think you have as much tension. So, W. Lynn's Breath says going to 16 makes it more like March Madness. First-round upsets become more possible. Why is that? What does that mean? I don't think that's true. If there aren't first-round upsets now, why would going to 16, Bino, make it more possible to have upsets?
Well, I don't know that it does, Tony. The one thing that 16 will do is the best teams in the country will get to host a game on campus, I would assume, on their own campus, which they don't now. That's the thing that I see that would be better about a 16. And I don't think it'll water it down tremendously, but there won't be as much tension as you say. And it won't take as good a season to make it as it does now.
I sort of think that if there's 16 teams in, the teams that finish around 18 or 19 are going to have beefs. So you'll still see tension. And I think it's better because why do top 4 seeds not get to host a home game? That seems kind of weird to me. So in a way, 16 would be better. But
making the playoffs should be an accomplishment in my mind. Making the playoffs from a 16-team league would not feel like, it's just me. But we'll go to the phones at 865-200-5402. One other thing that I want to acknowledge here is that Tim Banks' fate, Tim Banks is being linked to, and I wonder if Tennessee's going to help him, the University of Toledo job. In the Toledo Blade, David Briggs. We ought to bring David on to talk about it because I would really love to talk him up and get it lit for Tim Banks. Because the Candell guy is on his way to Iowa State where they have zero money, and that's just not good. But Banks is a guy who's been at Bowling Green. He's been at Central Michigan. He was at Penn State. And in the article today in the Toledo Blade, it says the following. In the 2024 season, Banks helped lead one of the nation's top defenses. His defense held 11 of its 13 opponents under 20. Finished 5th nationally in yards per play. However, Tennessee struggled on defense in 2025, finishing 64th in yards allowed. The Candell guy is on his way to University of Connecticut, actually, where he replaces John Adams' boy, who probably should be getting more, who should have gotten more run for better gigs, but it is what it is. Toledo's a really good job in that league. They were 6-2, 8-4 overall, so it's not a terrible job in that league. Is there a way for us to make this happen, Bino? Should we call up there and should we do something as a fan base and just send emails and tell them that this guy is wonderful and they need to hire him?
Yeah, somehow we need to reverse Shiano Sunday and get a guy hired.
And I think the guy is proven here that he's a program builder. He's recruits like his hair's on fire. He is a terrific worker. If you are watching this and say you're a Toledo fan, he's a class guy, does an awesome job. He's not one of these guys that, punches the clock for an 8-hour workday and only works 5. He gives you 8.5 hours in an 8-hour workday. That's what I'll say about Tim Banks. So in my mind, it would be a great move by Toledo to keep it going, keep the fires burning. In my mind, Tim Banks would be a wonderful, terrific hire for the Toledo Rockets. Bino, do you have anything you'd care to add about that? Because he's really done a nice job here.
No, you eloquently stated that, Tony. Go Rockets and go Banks. Take the vote.
Back to the phones we go. By the way, there should be some kind of Banks of Rockets. There's some kind of slogan that maybe we can come up with for the Rockets and Banks. Rocket the Banks, maybe. We need to make this happen. This needs to happen. And I know one thing, that our head coach would hate to have to replace him. I could say that, Bino, without a doubt. Our head coach has been comfortable with his AD. And I think, because I'm going to trust that somebody's going to cut this up in Toledo Nation and watch us later because we're on the show of record. Bino, you've got to say that our head coach would hate to have to replace him, wouldn't he?
It would be devastating. It'd be almost impossible to replace.
I got one other thing I want to introduce, but let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome.
I don't believe anyone could match what he's done here.
No, he would be. That's a great point. If you're listening and you're from Toledo Nation, when it comes to Tim Banks, this really is a guy who's special. That's the way I'd look at him. He's what you call special. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
I'm on.
You are on. Go right ahead.
Hey, man, it's boy Billy from Harriman. I want to say what up, my boy Bean Comet. How you doing, baby?
Hey, we're doing good, Billy.
Hey, man, Tone, if you played for Illinois, your last name would be Basilio. You know what I'm saying?
I love all the polls they have on their team. You got it, brah.
Hey,
the Eastern Bloc guys. Those guys coming into the other night were Stone Cold Steve Austin. You knew when they got on the court with us that they were going to shoot the ball well.
Hey, man, ain't no doubt about it, bro. 6'10", can shoot, and white guys. Ain't nothing like it, man.
Yep.
Hey, I got to give you some props, man. I was out at this company Christmas party. One buddy of a buddy, out in West Knox this weekend, got invited to this thing. And, man, hey, somebody was a big fan of your show, man. They knew who I was. And, I made a new friend, man. I know that's what you all about. First time you went over to Neyland and watched the game and you saw those people, connected, a common bond from all walks of life, everybody coming together, man. I mean, just telling you, man, you're a producer of connectivity, bro. You're living it out because I made me a new friend, man. I appreciate you, bro.
It's my ministry, man. It's what we do here. And I love people, probably spend too much time on the air. But I love hearing stories like that. Bino and I down through the years, and Bri, we've sat around and talked about all the friends that we've made from this, and people recognize your voice or whatever it is. I guess now they know my face, which is kind of scary. But
it is.
But did somebody recognize your voice, Boy Billy, and they say, "Hey, I recognize you"?
Nah, man, they was just talking about. We were watching the Georgia game, and they got to talking, and then they was talking about the show they listened to, and I was I call in on that show, and then they knew who I was. They heard some of my stuff, and then we just got to talking, man. And an hour or two later, I got me a new buddy, man.
Well, you're a guy. You're a guy we love. I find you to be comical, creative, sort of an artist.
You got no idea what I'm capable of, bro.
Oh, no, I know you're capable of great things.
Yep. All right, I got a real work to do, so it is what it is. I gotta get out of here. I just want to say thanks for the kudos, man.
Love you, bro. Thanks. Here's the thing about the show. Lunch break, Luke Bino, keeps the Life Championship. Something I want to bring to Matt's attention tomorrow and John Adams' attention, but I want you to have a crack at this.
Okay.
You know who the current Life champion is? The champion of Life?
The last I knew, Florida was holding it.
No,
or somebody.
Yeah. Florida had it for a second. Miami took it from them. The Life champion currently is Notre Dame.
Wow.
Lunch break, Luke reached out to me last night. He said, we have a dilemma. He said, part of being the champion of life is you answer the bell. Now,
oh, yeah.
You answer the bell and you get your brains beat in, but you answer the bell. Because to be a champion in life, you've got to get up and you got to fight the fight.
Yeah, I think they have to relinquish it.
Yeah. So the question is, should the Life Championship be relinquished back to its original owner because Notre Dame has decided that they're too good to participate in the modern bowl system? Now, Bino, I'm going to give you a vote. Brian, I'm going to give you a vote. John Adams and Matt, I want you guys to think about it tomorrow because Lunch Break Luke is thinking about, because he's the keeper of the flame in this thing. He's got the lineage of it. It's changed hands like 100 times since Butch Jones spoke it into existence. And look, it's as real as any title out there. I mean, think about it. What's the difference between that and the NWA title back in the day? What's the difference between that and the UFC title? I mean, at some point, somebody had to birth these things, right? I mean, think about it. So, from that perspective, boys and girls, children of all ages, Bino, what say you?
Yes, it goes back to its original owner, which would make the Life champion Arkansas State.
No.
Okay.
It would mean, Brian, you're getting ready to say what I think you're getting ready to say about Tim Banks, aren't you, big boy?
No.
Okay, hit it.
But I have an opinion on this Life Championship.
All right, hit it.
The only two teams who beat Notre Dame this year face each other in a playoff game. That's Texas A&M and Miami in College Station. And I think the Life Championship should go to the winner of that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I didn't hear a word you said because Austin Price is reporting, because those guys have the pipeline, that Tim Banks is no more. So if you are a Toledo fan, I just want to say to you, blast off with Banks ought to be your slogan. The guy will be a wonderful head coach for you. God forbid he's out of work, though, for any amount of time, because I think he made like $2.5 million this year, and those guys really have a lot of pressure on them, Bino. We hate to see any of them lose their jobs.
So Tim Banks was fired here.
Tim Banks has been terminated. And by the way, or he's left for another opportunity. God knows. But he's no longer in our hair, according to Austin Price. And I was told last week that nothing was going to happen until signing day, and that lines up. This all tracks. Until the signing period was over. Signing period ended like over the weekend. So that all kind of makes sense.
I don't celebrate anyone losing their job, Tony,
but I will celebrate that.
I am encouraged that we're making moves on the coaching staff because we absolutely must do that.
Well, and I'm not going to kick a guy on his way out. But here's the thing. When you don't recruit on top of the position that you coach looks like electric football, I mean, and then you did one
press thing all year. I mean, I'm not kicking the guy when he's down. I'm really not. But how would they treat a player that was that bad? I mean, they would cut him loose. Right, Bino? They would call him into the office, and say, hey, we need your spot.
Yes, they would recruit over, sign over.
Back to the phones we go. So Tim Banks is out. So now the question becomes, and it's funny because I was texting to drill down on that. I told Brian during the break, I don't know. I had a sense that something was getting ready to happen.
So who's going to be the coordinator in the bowl game?
Oh, Brian, I don't know, but it's going to be really, to the Toledo fan listening. Again, this is a cut up for you. This is going to be a very difficult challenge for Josh Heupel. Trying to figure out who will coordinate this defense in the Music City Bowl. Because it's really going to be hard to replace. We're all going to miss him. And like Bino,
I guess my question is, if they don't put anyone up there, would we be able to tell the difference?
He doesn't mean that. If you are a Toledo fan watching this, Bino doesn't mean that.
We don't have to campaign for him to get a job now. He's already gone, so we don't have to. Don't worry about it. We can say whatever.
No, I still want that man to get a job. You know, I felt bad about going on Plaster's show and saying a couple years ago that I didn't understand why MTSU was going after the guy because he doesn't recruit. Because I just have this thing in me that I have to just say what's on my mind. Bino, if I was a better game player, Bino, how much more over would I be here if I was a better game player? If I just kind of played the game with my sense of humor? But I just have to say, like Kelly Holcomb asked me, because he's an MTSU guy, what do you think of this Banks guy? And I'm like, well, he's great, except his defenses aren't very good and he doesn't recruit. And his position that he coaches sucks. But other than that, I mean, he's worth $2.5 million a year. I can see why they're keeping him. I give Danny White a lot of credit. Danny White did not want to give him a multiple year deal after last season, and Josh Heupel did. Now, Danny gave into that, but Danny was right. Again, Nega Dave was right. Danny White is right. A double-sided bumper sticker.
Was this Josh Heupel's decision, do you think? Or was he coerced?
Brian, digging on that is going to be so interesting. Bino, what's your guess? Head coach came to this decision, or he was forced into it?
I'm going to say that Heupel came to the decision.
I hope he did.
And me too, but I really don't care.
I don't care either. Yeah. Because
right move.
If he didn't come to the decision, that means somebody above him is doing their job, which is the way an organization is supposed to work. If you're not going to do it, we're going to do it for you. And if he came to that decision, then the guy's got some onions, which you got to have here. There's never been an era that's more kill or be killed than college football right now. It's an anarchy sport. It is total cannibalism. These people are going to cannibalize each other's rosters and really don't care, and will do it with impunity. So Austin Price reporting they broke the story that Banks is out. William Inge is your interim DC. And look, William Inge sounds good as a speaker. his linebacking core, William Inch really sounds good as a speaker. Whew, I got to digest this now, Bino. I got to digest this. So, two-sided sticker. White is right. Danny White is right. Hashtag Danny White is right. Hashtag Negative is right. Was right. Because Negative on this basketball front, I got to apologize to him. I said, Dave, if you think, this is me, back in November, if you think Bishop Boswell is going to play real minutes for this basketball team in SEC play, you're out of your mind. Bishop Abino, how is Bishop Boswell not going to play every day or 25 minutes a night?
I mean, he's got to. He's easily our best option there.
Yep. What a weirdly constructed team. And again, I'm back to this. Rick Barnes, we here are not going to rip you this year. I'm going to remind people, if this thing turns into a long season, that you've literally been the best thing that's ever happened to Tennessee basketball, and you get a mulligan. And don't you dare go off and quit on us. Don't you dare go off on us. Now we ask, who should Tennessee target as a defensive coordinator? Who should we go and get? What other changes on the coaching staff would you like to see? It is coaching change time in Tennessee as we continue with more right after this. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club teams start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols!
Basilio here with my buddy, Knoxville Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Knoxville builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the .1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Knoxville.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Knoxville, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. The great Austin Price broke the news. Priceless. Priceless to those that know him. Tim Banks' reign of terror in Knoxville has come to a close. Celebration has ensued throughout the land. Now we ask, who else gonna get it, as they say in the trade? And then where do you go from here? And so the question becomes on where do you go from here when it comes to defensive coordinator is there are a couple of interesting choices who are unattached. One of them, who's pretty accomplished at a very high level, you got to ask yourself this, though, right? Who does Heupel have
a relationship with? That's going to be the question, because he's got to bring in somebody that he's excited by or knows that he's comfortable with. But there are some names out there to consider, some top names in the sport. Bino, one that Brian brought up, and we'll go to the phones here and kick this around, but one of the names that came up earlier is, if you really wanted to go outside the box here, is old Crazy Eyes, Will Muschamp. I mean, he's accomplished. He's been a head coach. He could help you. He's a high-intensity guy. What do you think of the idea of Will Muschamp, Bino?
I would have no problem whatsoever if Will Muschamp was the DC here. And I do think we probably need a guy with a little bit of edge to him.
Yes.
A guy that's that is high intensity. I look at Pavia, and I look at Signetti, and those guys just have an edge to them that kind of raises the level of play of all around them. And I think we could hone our edge a little bit right now.
Another guy that I would, and I'm trying to see if he ever crossed paths with Heupel or if they would know each other. And one thing they share in common is they both coached in the state of Oklahoma, is Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles is originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was a defensive coordinator of that wildly successful Ohio State team last year. He jumped to Penn State for a huge deal. It fell in on them offensively against Oregon, and then defensively it fell apart the next weekend. But he's got a great reputation. He's been very successful. He's a smart guy. He's an Ivy League guy. He's coached in the league before. He coached at Ole Miss in 2003 under David Cutcliffe. He went with David Cutcliffe to Duke, if that tells you anything, and was David Cutcliffe's defensive coordinator there. He was defensive coordinator at Oklahoma State, and then for 3 seasons, defensive coordinator at Ohio State. And then Penn State got him as a coup, and he's unattached right now. Bino, would you fool around with a guy like Knowles, yes or no?
Oh, that sounds like an outstanding resume, Tony. A guy who would understand this area, understands the big-time aspect of Southeastern Conference football.
Yeah. Another thing that you might do, again, and this is just for shepherding reasons for our coach, is how about the hard ass up at Kentucky that just got fired? He's a Stoops. He's an Oklahoma guy. I don't know what the relationship is like between these two guys, but obviously they know each other very well. What do you think, Bino?
Yeah, I think that he should. I think that he should hire Stoops and then fire his ass before the season starts to make both Coach Heupel and Matt both feel real good.
You don't think Matt would take that very well?
I think Matt would love that if that's what we did. And that way Heupel could get one shot back at the Stoops clan.
So he brings him in.
And then fires him.
Like in the spring. He just brings him in and then says, hey, you're done. Another guy.
I tell you a guy that I like, Tony, but now he doesn't, and I don't know if Kiffin has retained him or not.
Right.
But Blake Baker, the guy that was at Missouri, now he doesn't have a whole lot of time in the seat as a DC, but I really liked his defenses when he was at Missouri. They flew around. I don't know that he's got the resume to be here. And then he went to LSU, and now I don't know if Kiffin retained him or not. I think he was at LSU under Brian Kelly.
Another guy who might get some run here again, and I don't know, and somebody mentioned this in our chat. Let me give credit where credit is due. Justin Wilcox is another guy that's out there, according to Technovol. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Justin Wilcox would make sense. I mean, he's been here. He's a class guy. I don't know if he has enough fire, though. I don't know if he's a type I want. And the Knowles guy is kind of a bad guy. I'll tell you what he did to really piss the Penn State people off. This is the belief now. I don't know if it happened. This is the belief in the industry, is that he went and interviewed the week that they were preparing for that Oregon game when it fell in on him. And his defense was really good that night, by the way. But they believe that he went and interviewed for that Oklahoma State opening. He was one of the first people that Oklahoma State, when I'm a man, I'm 60, was on the ropes. And by the way, I would love to have hair like Gundy has and be able to color it like Gundy does, because that is some Kiwi shoe polish, number 5, black, that the Alabama nation thinks is hair that's too black. I mean, that is like a certain shade of black that you don't see on many men anywhere this side of Bama. One other name to consider, and I don't know what Heupel's relationship would be with this guy, but I think it's a good thought, because if you look at where he's been, and you look at the fact that he's been around the footprint, and then you consider that he's also a pretty dynamic recruiter, that's Scott Simons, who's currently with SMU. They've been pretty good under him, 22 to the present. He was Liberty's DC from 2019 to 2021 under the Ravano. He was also at Memphis and West Georgia and Arkansas State as he climbed the ladder. But Scott Simons might be a guy to watch as well. So if you want to jump over here on YouTube, Blake Baker signed a new contract with LSU, is going to coach under Kiffin, Bino. So,
okay, I wasn't sure what his situation was.
It's fine. No, it's fine. Some humorous names. If Fulmer were still in the hunt and in the mix and in the mix and in the hunt, they would already be walking out there, Kevin Steele, Bino, to which you would reply,
Kevin flipping Steele again?
865-200-5402. The thing about, and Matt's reminding me of this, because this is right. Heupel didn't have any hire with Banks. Danny White hired Banks for Heupel. Danny likes to put his finger on the scale. So, and Danny was highly, highly involved. I think that's right.
You think there's an NFL guy out there that might listen to you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Bri, if I was in the NFL, unless I was either fired, like a, well, the linebacker that played here, who just got fired by
Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Problem with the Gerard Mayo is, how many college football players have you there are several possibilities